It is time now for the Peter Channel New News Report on this Thursday afternoon, November 3rd, 2016. Good afternoon, everybody. I am Peter Wiggins, and I have your new news on this Thursday afternoon here. Top story at the 12 noon hour is London, where a UK court ruled Thursday that the government can't kick off the process of leaving the European Union without a vote from a parliament, dealing the blow to Prime Minister Theresa May's strategy for taking the country out of the bloc. Cleveland, they emerged from the October deepest start, under which the Cubs at a 3-1 World Series after that should have been renewed the curse at least for another 100 years. Washington, election days decide Donald Trump to try to do for the discipline and restraint that has eluded him for months, hoping not to waste the burst of momentum that has him closing on Hillary Clinton. Kabul, Afghanistan. U.S. and Afghan forces came under fire on Thursday while Turkmen senior Taliban commanders during a joint operation in Novakandiskan province, calling them in an airstrikes during an assault that killed 26 civilians. After Wells Fargo Company executive John Soledad handed off more than 100 branches in Southern California for its clogged in 2009, problems surfaced quickly. Near Mosul, Iraqi forces entered ISIS-held Mosul on Thursday for the first time in more than 2 years and are headed to battle with the ISIS militants on the front line, defense officials said. Private Command Segal, the Kremlin announced Thursday it was awarded Russian citizenship action movie star Steven Seagal. Lebanon's newly elected President Macron appointed Saad Hariri, Saudi backed by his man, a former prime minister, to form a new cabinet building on a movement that has ended a 2-year political vacuum. Johannesburg, South Africa's biggest opposition party, said Thursday that it is pushing for a parliamentary vote to remove President Jacob Zuma next week following the release of a state watchdog report indicating possible government corruption linked. Authorities now believe there is a 99% chance that up to 5 foreign intelligence agencies may have access to and taken emails from Hillary Clinton's private server, 2 separate sources, and intimate knowledge that the FBI investigations. The murder trial of a white former police officer who was shot and on black mortars 8 times as he ran away from a traffic stop to open on Thursday against a backdrop of violence and toward police across the nation. 2 police officers in Stuttgart were shot and killed November 2nd, 2016, a pair of ambush-style attacks at the Des Moines Police Department said, and police found gun believed used in a fatal ambush on attacks on Iowa officers. The FBI has opened a civil rights investigation of vandalizing the burning of the Black Church in Mississippi. Vote Trump has been spray painted on the wall. Seoul, a North Korea expert says, inter-Korea relations could improve the aftermath of the political scandal. Rome, the United Nations said it spoke to survivors who said at least 2 to 39 migrants likely died after 2 ships capsized off the coast of Libya. Seoul, North Korea maintained itself reliance in the agricultural industry by a study suggests imports from China soared in September. Caracas, Venezuela. Venezuela Minister of Defense Vladimir Lopez said the military will control the distribution of medical and surgical supplies managed in hospitals. Torino, Italy, a 4.8 magnitude earthquake struck central Italy as the region still reels from restriction of persistent quakes and aftershocks since August. Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. U.S. Defense Secretary Asher Carter said the United States was holding a discussion with Turkey over an offensive defeat the Islamic State of Raqqa, Syria. Washington and U.S. oil company is attempting to sue Venezuela in U.S. courts, but the country's lawyers cautioned that a ruling could potentially hurt diplomatic relations. Newark, New Jersey. Defense attorneys in New Jersey's Bridgegate trial filed a motion seeking a mistrial at the 4th day of jury deliberations. Washington. Heritage College, a healthcare training college at 10 campuses nationwide, abruptly announced it's closing its doors, citing financial problems. Washington. The White House announced steps to encourage the use of electric vehicles, including the creation of 48 charging routes and highways across 35 states. Washington. Both Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton have substantially upped their advertising budgets in the final week of the campaign, data show. Baton Rouge, Louisiana. 3 former supervisors at the Louisiana State Penitentiary were indicted for allegedly being a sexual inmate and coming up in the incident. Brunswick, Georgia. 4 fishermen and a dog were rescued out of U.S. Coast Guard from a boat after it exploded Thursday morning noon at St. Simon's Island, Georgia. Washington. President Barack Obama invited the World Series champion Chicago Cubs to the White House before he leaves his office at the beginning of the year. Foxborough. Charges are pending in the Wentham District Court against a driver involved in a collision on Route 148 near South Cross Street in April that resulted in the death of a Mills man. FDM Federico 40 Vine Street in Redmond was pleaded innocent of motor vehicle homicide by negligent operation. The pretrial conference says scheduled November 14th, but no trial date has been set. The accident occurred about April 18th around 4:45 p.m. when Vehicle was traveling around Route 140 when he allegedly swerved left to avoid hitting another vehicle and struck an oncoming vehicle head-on, according to the police report. The driver of the vehicle, 61-year-old Stephen Kozak, died at Norwood Hospital, according to police. Edinburgh, former city council, is currently on probation for an incident last year in which he accused of throwing a newspaper of paper money at a convenience store clerk. Needham, Massachusetts is now easy to book a private world-class meal in the cities around the world. Travel website TripAdvisor announced Thursday that it made an investment in social dining service Eat With That. It will help match travelers to local chefs in unique dining experience in a private setting. Other than the chief chef's own home, the investment amount was not disclosed. Hartford, Connecticut, New England Christmas tree growers say that region's drought has been only minor effects on their crop. Looking at some business news. In Woodstock, Rhode Island, CVS Health has announced just recently massive layoffs at its main headquarters, Woodstock, Rhode Island. The company has cut around 600 jobs at the corporate facilities in Rhode Island, Illinois, and Arizona, and 250 of them are in Rhode Island. Alphabet Incorporated Google Thursday hit it back at the European Union accusation that it abuses its dominant position with its shopping and advertising services, ramping up and fighting back against the bloc's regulators. U.S. services select to disclose jobless claims rise. Since the Brexit vote, political developments including the voters of it to prevent the pound. The economy has been more supportive of the currency. Washington, U.S. service companies look at a slow pace in October, although the economy appears to continue expanding. The Institute for Supply Management said Thursday that the services index fell to 54.8 last month, down from 57.1. Washington, the U.S. has been giving little combat ship was damaged October 29th while transiting the Panama Canal, the U.S. Navy Institute reported this week. The New York crude oil prices stepped to lose the streak Thursday and a big growth forecast from the British economy and sentiment regarding the new market floor. Houston. Transportation is underway in parts of the shale basins in the lower 48 states. Following the discovery of major oil play in Texas, Apache Corporation said Brussels, more than $250 million will help the members of the European Union transition to low-carbon future, the governing body said. The entire global movement to stop climate change. The Paris Climate Agreement enters the legal force of it, and then shortly afterwards comes to the first global meeting start implemented in Morocco. Scientists have discovered briny pools, including waterfall in the Gulf of Mexico that's higher temperatures and salinity than stranded water. A panel of experts and advisors that NASA has expressed concern about SpaceX's plans to fuel its Falcon 9 rockets with astronauts aboard, the Wall Street reports. Los Angeles News National Geographic Channel documentary drama Mouse tells the story of that first human mission read the planet in 1933, while also flashing back to interviews with real people who are working today and making the fight a reality. Delegates to the World Health Organization Treaty on Global Tobacco could be excluded from a conference next week over the ties to certain companies could access the Reuters report. Despite the lower Halloween candy and Christmas treats, elementary schools, children actually gained weight faster over the summer, steady fines. On October 20th, doctors at the Royal Ministers of Children's also informed a 4-year-old Jessica Whalen parents that she would only have weeks left to live. A nightclub owner has recounted the moment an electric cigarette person in flames that ejected from her pocket. Anthony Brickell was standing outside of this club when his cigarette began sparkling with a dramatic incident caught on CCTV footage. There was so much mudslinging in the campaign season and hard to find a clean spot on either candidate. On the other side, Donald Trump said Hillary Clinton was a nasty woman and called a wretched hacker emails. On the eve of the election, the biggest name to the plot was being Philadelphia. According to Denmark's CNN, Hillary Clinton will be spending the last night of the campaign in the city of Beverly Hills. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, Super PAC, plans to drop another $12 million to help keep Republican control in the majority of the chamber. The organization told CNN on Thursday. Marshal Joseph Broz Tito led the former Yugoslavia for decades before dying in 1980. Balkan scholars agree Tito will find the ethically diverse country. And now, take a look at the stock market report. $12.09, down up 10.30 points at 79.70.02. SP 5 down 1.17 at 296.77. Nasdaq down 17.59 points at 587.72. European markets DAX down 25, 10.345.93. FTSE 68, 40.85 down 30.57 points, and CAC up 9.95 points at 4,424.62. Asian markets at Nikkei 307.72 points down 17,134.68. At Shanghai up 20.94, 3,120.67. HSI down 126.99 points at 22,683.51. Oil markets down 32 cents down at 45.02. Net Brent down 13 cents at 46.73, and natural gas 2.82 up 300 of a point. Gold markets 8.6 points down 29.60. Silver down 4,000 points at 18.285, and copper up 185,000 points 2.249. In the bond, the US 10 up 18,000 point at 1.817%. Bond 10 years up 36,000 point at 0.165, and Germany's 10 years down 8,000 point at 0.063%. FX bond, European US dollar up 3,000 point at 1.1097 US dollar. There yen down 17 cents to 103.12, and Great Britain US dollar up 1,500 point at 1.2451. Looking at agriculture futures, wheat 413.5 down 4.25. Soybean 98.25 up 1 3/4. Corn 347 up 75 cents. Sugar 21.52 down 18 cents. Coffee 166.20 up $3.30. Cotton 68.24 down 36 cents. Red fat 9.785 up 65 thousand point. Cocoa $2.686 down 23. Live cattle 14.925 down 45 cents. Lean house 46.65 down 1.175, and FT cattle 118.90 down 2.025 thousand. Alright, Peter Chell News Time is now 12:11 on this Thursday afternoon. Take a look at New England Intelligence Report. In Jamaica, Vermont, at Rhythm Mechanic at 692 Craver Road, surface where I'm seen along the side. Mail and player by Steve Robb. He'll deny due to weather. And now look at the sports. Tonight, the Boston Bruins will be taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning in Tampa. Game time 7:30 p.m. Arrested Philadelphia Eagles wide receiver Josh Huff believes everyone in the NFL has a gun, as the team released him after he was arrested for the DUI and unlawful possession of a weapon on Tuesday. Then said Wednesday he believes every player in the Eagles and every player in the NFL owns a gun. When the UFC left the Boston Red Sox, the franchise he helped break the curse of Bambi with the Chicago Cubs. The goal was to build a team in a squad that could compete for the National League grand, such ground for years. Tom Brady owns a realist part of the process that keeps him motivated. It makes him the hands-down best player Salary Cap era and arguably best all time, as Jimmy Claus tap deal could obviously happen to him. Peter Chell News Time is now 12:12 on this Thursday afternoon, and it's time now for Traffic and Transit Report. Beep beep! Let's imitate where red line. Trains will experience minor delays in the breakthrough branch between North Quincy to JFK UMass for today. And SL5, SL4 Sylvan experiencing minor delays, and SL5, SL4 due to traffic. Commuter Rail, Fitchburg train 414, 10:58 a.m. from inbound is operating 52 minutes behind schedule between South Acton and North State due to the freight train interference. And on the Providence train, 8:18, 11:10 a.m. inbound is operating 5-10 minutes behind schedule between Providence South State due to Amtrak train traffic. And on the ferries, they are looking good. Alright, looking at the highways and byways of New England on this Thursday afternoon here. Interstate 84 westbound side, it is backed up around the Waterbury stretch. Really is southbound side back on the northbound side. 91 on southbound side, it is backed up around Waterford stretch. 91 on northbound side, backed up for 84. To 291 in downtown Harper Connecticut. 190 on the northbound side, low slow around the northwest Boston stretch. 129 on the northbound side, back to 95. And BBD all the way up to Route 114. 495 on the northbound side, back up around Amesbury on Route 95 up in Amesbury. Everett about the southbound side of back to Manchester, New Hampshire. And Interstate 87 the southbound side of the back around Route 11 up in Champlain, New York. Peter Chell News Time is 12:13 p.m. on this Thursday afternoon, and it is time now for a weather report here. And it's a cloudy and mild afternoon in store. Currently in North here at 63 degrees with humidity at 61%, humidity 95%, barometer 75 inches. Alright, let's take a look at our current conditions around the region. It's 57 degrees in Boston, 55 in Bedford and Beverly, it's 55 in Fitchburg, 57 in Worcester, 63 in Norwood, 61 in New Bedford, 57 in Plymouth, 59 in Pottstown, 57 in Chatham, 59 in Falmouth, it's 58 in Nantucket, 63 in Martha's Vineyard, it's 61 in Providence, 57 in Warwick, 63 in Montauk, 63 in Islip, 63 in New York City, 63 in Bridgeport, 63 in New Haven, it's 63 in Denver, 61 in Waterbury and Meriden, Connecticut, 59 in Hartford and Windsor, Connecticut, 57 degrees in Springfield, 54 in Fitchburg, 54 out in Orange, 55 in North Adams, it's 54 in Pittsfield and in Albany, and Glens Falls, New York, 52 in Rutland, Vermont, 55 in Manton, Brown, Vermont, 50 in Keene, Hampshire, 54 in Jaffin, Hampshire, 52 in Laconia and Corcoran and Manchester and Nashville, Hampshire, 52 in Portland, Hampshire, 50 degrees up in Portland, Maine. Looking at the surface map, and it shows a low pressure around the Lake Ontario in eastern New York State, and low pressure ridges around Kansas, while high pressure ridges around the Central Rockies and off the Carolina coast, and around the mid-south around Georgia and then Alabama. While we're seeing a frontal from British Columbia down for eastern Washington State, another frontal from Western Alberta, down from Montana, 45 from San Fran, down to San Diego, down to California coast, 45 from South Nevada, down for western Arizona, down for Mexico, and another low front by around central Mexico, 45 from North Carolina coast, and up in southern New York, 45 from eastern Ontario, down for western Quebec here, and another high pressure ridge with a station front off the Northern California coast, and a cold front from western British Columbia off the Washington, Oregon coast, and station front from Alberta stretching all the way down for the North Dakota, Minnesota, Minnesota cold front from the Great Lakes and then up in Quebec. And a station front from New Mexico stretching all the way out to the Plains Station stretching around the Indiana and Minnesota cold front from Ohio down for Pennsylvania, and a station front around eastern New York, and a cold front from southern New England and that to sea. 63 degrees on temperature in Pittsburgh, 56 in Detroit, 69 in Washington, D.C., 73 in Atlanta, 76 in Miami, Florida, 78 in Dallas, Texas, it's 82 in Brownsville, Texas, it's 60 degrees out in Kansas City, 50 in Omaha, Nebraska, and Minneapolis, St. Paul, Chicago, Illinois, 52 in Great Falls, Montana, 50 in Seattle, 56 in San Francisco, 62 in Los Angeles, it's 61 in Las Vegas, it's 71 degrees out in Phoenix, Arizona, 54 out in Albuquerque, Mexico, 46 in Denver, and 40 degrees out in Salt Lake City, Utah. All right, look at that latest radar picture around the region here, and it shows a lot of rain showers stretching all the way from western Massachusetts all the way up to much of Vermont, central and southern New Hampshire, central and northern New Hampshire, and up to the western and central portions of Maine, and I bet it from Albany up in Plattsburgh, New York, and eastern Ontario, then for several portions of Quebec. And we're seeing some heavy bands of rain showers south of Montpelier and north of Laconia and up around Berlin, New Hampshire, and western portions of Maine. And also seeing some heavy bands of rain showers stretching east of Montreal, stretching in southern Wheaton, Quebec. And little line of rain showers stretching around northern New Jersey, stretching down from Allentown down through northern Maryland and around Frederick, Maryland, and up in the northeastern portions of Front Royal, Virginia. And patchy rain showers stretching in the northeast of Charleston, West Virginia, and stretching around southern Ohio and up in the northern portions of Kentucky from north of Frankfort around Louisville, Kentucky, and southeastern portions of Indiana. And take a look at the line of rain showers from northeast portions of Wisconsin and the northern portions of Michigan, and stretching in the northeastern portions of Ontario. Rain showers western portions of Quebec. Showers and storms stretch around central Texas and eastern Oklahoma. Line of rain showers from Arizona down to New Mexico, and a line of rain showers from southwestern portions of British Columbia, and a line of rain showers from southeastern portions of Alaska. Okay, let's take a look at the satellite loop, and it shows 9 clouds coming a bunch of New England from New York State, stretching down for the Ohio Valley, and stretching to the southeastern portions of Missouri, down from outside of western Texas and western Tennessee, and line of clouds from Texas to Oklahoma, and patchy clouds by New Mexico, and line of clouds by Arizona. And a line of clouds coming much of eastern Mexico, and a line of clouds from California and Nevada, stretching up to Oregon, Washington State, Idaho, Montana, and a line of clouds down to British Columbia, and from Alberta down for western portions of Saskatchewan, a line of clouds from the Great Lakes up to eastern Ontario, and then up into Quebec. And a line of clouds coming from much of Prince Edward Island. All right. Looking at the tropic, it's a non-tropical area of low pressure, looking about 1,000 miles northeast of the Northern Leeward Islands, continued to produce gale force winds and widespread continents and showers over the central Atlantic. This could require some subtropical currents late Friday or Saturday, while it moves northeast over North Central Atlantic. Additional information in this can be found in high sea forecast issued by the National Weather Service. Information chance for hours, low 10%, information chance for Friday, low 20%. And elongated area disturbed weather extends a few miles south of the coast of southern Mexico. The development of the system is not expected during the next couple of days, but environmental conditions can become somewhat more conducive for development late this weekend or early next week, while the disturbance moves westward to the west-northwest away from the coast of Mexico. For rain chance for us, low news percent for rain chance for Fridays, low 20%. All right, look at that forecast discussion. Low pressure track across southern New England this afternoon and evening. A cold front will move off the coast this evening, followed by cooler and blustery weather on Friday. A weak cold front sweeps out over the weekend, followed by another front toward midway Gulf as high pressure brings fair and seasonable weather. Radar shows a few light showers over the west of the central Massachusetts and western Connecticut, all moving toward the east northeast at most substantial areas showers of portion. The Hudson Valley, this explorates the Connecticut Valley around noon, Sunday, hills 12:31 p.m. and coastal plain 1 to 2 p.m. Scattered showers along this main band of showers. This scattered showers will be with us during the afternoon and evening hours. South winds coming up north of the ocean on turns point and increase the low level humidity in our 7 areas. As a result, followed with poor visibility to be expanded along the south coast. Expect this to continue for at least early afternoon. Surface low temperatures moving over curves on New York at 10 a.m. and will continue to trend east across northern Massachusetts the afternoon, evening, westbound showers. Northern track will. Showers will be more scattered farther south. Rain amounted in widespread wind a half to 3/4 inch, while farther south would have been a few hundredths, quarter of an inch. Expect this most precipitation northern Massachusetts light amounts along the south coast. Temperature will be tricky and very dependent on track. This low pressure will, above normal temperature expected to reach wide location of warm section could make another run at 78 degrees. Alright, 7-day forecast goes like this. For the night, a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. And then it's showers like possibly a thunderstorm between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. and a chance of showers and thunderstorms after 3 p.m. Clouds got about 600 degrees and southwest about 5 miles concentration 6%. New rain amounts less than 7 inches, high amounts possible thunderstorms. But tonight, a chance of showers made before 8 p.m. Most clouds about 44 degrees. Northwest about 7 miles on concentration 30%. New amounts less than 7 inches possible for Friday. Most clouds can become size sky about 53 degrees and northwest about 8 miles an hour for Friday night. Most clouds with a glow around 30 degrees. Northwest about 3 to 6 miles an hour for Saturday. Size sky about 51 degrees. Calm and becoming westbound 6 miles in the afternoon. Saturday, most clouds go about 39 degrees. Sunday, mostly sunny, forecast about 51, about 33 degrees. Monday, sunny, most clouds go about 50, below about 34 degrees. And for Tuesday, sunny, forecast go about 58, below about 40 degrees. And for Wednesday, most clouds go about 55 degrees. Peter's weather phrase of the day. Mild and showery day and tap. This Peter will have a good afternoon with a good presentation. I'll see you at 5 o'clock for 5 o'clock evening news report. We have a good afternoon.